So, what is the Treaty of Versailles? The Treaty of Versailles was a peace treaty that ended the war between Germany and the Allied powers, or the Triple Entente. With World War I coming to an end with the signing of the Treaty of Versailles on the 28th of June 1919, 32 countries had come together in Paris in January 1919 to hold a conference which would make peace after the First World War. It would be dominated by the Big Three: David Lloyd George, representing Britain, George Clemenceau, representing France, and Woodrow Wilson, representing the USA. Germany was not invited, causing many issues that many historians would argue to create further tension in an already unstable continent. The Big Three wanted different things for Germany and disagreed on how harshly they were to be punished. Reflecting how their countries were treated in the war, they had to negotiate with each other until there was a compromise. This was difficult because Wilson was opposed to the harsh punishment for Germany. The USA had not been involved in the war as long as Britain and France, and had not received as much damage. He wanted to prevent another war by creating the League of Nations, based on his 14 points to ensure Germany would not be destroyed and that Germany shouldn't be blamed for the war. Clemenceau's aims were the harshest of the three, representing the damage Germany had done to France's land and the people and its threatening proximity. He wanted revenge and to punish Germany by returning Alsace-Lorraine to France, an independent Rhineland, no League of Nations, Germany to pay huge reparations for the damage and losses caused, and the disbandment of German army so that Germany would never be strong enough to attack France again. Lloyd George was an in-between. This reflects Britain, which had little land damage but high war losses. He wanted a punishment that would be tough enough to please those who wanted to make Germany pay, France, but would leave Germany strong enough to still trade and land for Britain's empire to safeguard Britain's naval supremacy. When the Treaty of Versailles was ready, Germany was shown a document, but there was no negotiation and their rebuttal was ignored. On the 18th of June 1919, the delegates met in the Hall of Mirrors in the Palace of Versailles, near Paris, and forced 2 German representatives to sign it. The terms of this treaty. The terms of the Treaty of Versailles can be divided into 3 groups: territorial, military, and financial and economic. Here are some of the territorial terms. Alsace-Lorraine was returned to France. Germany was forbidden to unite with Austria. Lands in Germany, including the farmlands of Posen and the Polish corridor between East Germany and East Prussia, were given to Poland. The Saar, which had been rich in coal fields, were given to France for 15 years, and all of Germany's colonies were taken and given to France and Britain as mandates. Here are some of the military terms. The German army was restricted to only 100,000 men, which is basically nothing compared to its neighbours. The Navy could now only have 6 battleships and no submarines, and there was no air force allowed. The Rhineland was demilitarized. This means that German army could not go to this area between France and Germany. For the financial and economic terms, Germany would have to pay huge reparations, which would eventually be set at 132 billion gold marks. Fun fact: Germany had only finished paying World War I reparations in 2010, 8 years ago. On top of this, Germany was not allowed to join the League of Nations and had to accept responsibility for causing all the damage and loss by the war, even though they didn't technically start the war. Overall, the Treaty of Versailles was unpopular with Germany and its creators. Its terms would go on to be reversed by Germany in both secret and in open by Hitler and help cause World War II. Some main points to note. The Big Three all had different aims and goals they wanted to achieve, and this often created tension between the three. Germany was not allowed into peace conferences. The treaty was extremely harsh, and as a result creating tensions amongst a continent where tensions were an immense cause of conflict. And many historians believe that the treaty is arguably one of the main reasons for World War II.